This is Dolynny TV. Welcome aboard. Good morning to you. For those of you watching first thing, as this video releases on a Tuesday, of course, recorded previously on Monday night. That said, you might recognize the outfit, and that's what you gave it away first thing. That also said, friends, there was some other news last night that wasn't really video worthy all by itself for a Monday night release given the other topics, but there is something worthy talking about it, so I wanted to discuss it on a Tuesday morning edition where maybe people have a little bit more time for the outlying discussion that isn't quite center of focus, top of mind, whatever you want to say. When it comes to the Edmonton Oilers in training camp, of course, a few weeks ago I released a video titled Edmonton Oilers Training Camp Battles, discussing kind of where the spots on the roster are that might not necessarily be up for grabs, but are definitely worth shooting for the guys over on the edges of this Edmonton Oilers roster. Before we get too much further, though, if you are new to the channel, okay, I want you to consider hitting that subscribe button here on Dolynny TV. Obviously, training camp's coming right around the corner. Rookie camp's here this week. And, of course, the Edmonton Oilers NHL season kicks off early October, which is going to be an absolute blast. Tickets are booked for the home opener. You guys got to probably pay for those, too, at some point. We'll get to that. That said, Jason Gregor discussing over on Sports 1440. I'm so used to saying 6:30 Ched when it comes to all Oilers news. But discussing on Monday night with the Condors play-by-play voice, obviously discussing about Lane Peterson, who is looking to be on track to fight for the fourth line center role. We've discussed this previously. Killed some penalties and he got banged up early. I think he would have been recalled to Edmonton if he hadn't been injured. That, of course, the quote over on Sports 1440, the Jason Gregor show. The biggest thing from Jason Gregor in this tweet is that he thinks Peterson, Hamblin, and Derek Ryan will battle for the fourth line center spot on the Oilers. It's been a few days since I last said Lane's name, so I'm not sure if it's Peterson or Pettersson. I think it's actually Pettersson, and I've just been goofing up here in the video. My apologies. I've had some mistakes, right? We're just getting back into hockey season. For those of you that kind of followed the channel throughout the weekend, there wasn't much. There was nothing, because guess what? Ball took precedent. We finished off the playoffs. Not a good finish. Trust me, you don't want to blow a seventh inning like we did, but yikes. We're here talking Oilers, so we'll focus on this. But Peterson and Hamblin will battle Derek Ryan for the fourth line center role on the Oilers. That's what we want to discuss. Well, simply put, I think that is a valid discussion. Derek Ryan, once Sam Carrick came around, kind of lost some playing time, kind of earned it back in the playoffs, whatever you want to say. What I think is likely for Derek Ryan at this point is a scaled back regular season workload, simply because the Oilers should have a 22-man roster here in the regular season. That'll allow for a seventh defenseman, right? Bang. And of course, as well, an extra 13th forward. And when you've got that 13th forward hanging around under Chris Knoblauch, the intention is to use him and get him some games. And obviously, without Sam Gagner in the picture, you turn your attention to some other guys. And whether Derek Ryan becomes that Sam Gagner-like figure here in Edmonton over the past year, or he just kind of rolls his role he had last year, Pettersson and obviously Hamblin will come into effect, right? And I think I've been vocal about why I want James Hamblin to be on the Oilers. I think he is the ultimate success story of the Oilers investing in an overlooked guy. And quite honestly, size and tenacity and all that definitely played a factor. I mean, he's a feisty guy that gets into the corners, not necessarily drop the gloves, but a guy that's always on you and always finishing his checks and plays. But he's an undersized guy for a fourth line role, but just the tenacity he plays with. I think the Oilers hit it on the head there, signing him to that AHL deal, letting him percolate, and then obviously bringing him to the NHL as they have over the past two seasons. Lane, I don't think anyone can say enough good things about him deserving NHL time. Obviously, getting hurt last year doesn't help. And as well, the Oilers organization was pretty steady on what they wanted the roster to be start to finish last year, and we saw that take shape in a Game 7 Stanley Cup Finals defeat. So I'm looking forward to seeing what this battle truly progresses to be, but this is, of course, I think what I mentioned in my video in the training camp battles, outside of a PTO on the defense, this, in terms of roster pieces already assembled in Edmonton, is going to come down to being the biggest battle in training camp, the top flight battle. Who comes away with that job? And with the other two options, there will be cap savings over a Derek Ryan, so potentially you see some other roster moves shake out where the Oilers save a couple $100,000 in cap space at the end of the day on the opening roster. So we'll look forward to seeing what all happens here, friends. Thought this was worthwhile discussing for you first thing Tuesday morning. Thanks for being aboard. I am up on out of here for right now. We'll discuss later on this evening the news of the day.